What you need to be a music producer in 2020. Hey, what's going on, guys? Cosman here. Hey, it's Cosman here. What's up? It's Cosman. I'll keep working on my intros. Here's the thing. You need at least 2 MacBook Pros. One for FL Studio and another one for FL Studio. You need all the analog gears, all the Moog, you need Arturia synths, you need all the compressors, SSL, Studio Professional Studio, nothing short of a deadmau5 Studio, okay? You need at least 200 grand for that. That's what you need to be a music producer. Nah, I'm just messing with you guys. You actually don't need any of that. But it would help. But I wanted to make this video telling you guys what I think you need to be a music producer from somebody that's been dabbling into it since I was about 18 or so, high school. Wait, no, that's a little too old for high school. Yeah, no, since I was like 15, 16, and have been messing around with FL Studio and Ableton ever since. So here's what I think you need as a music producer. I'm gonna list them out, no particular order, but then I'll go elaborate through all of these. That way you guys can just kind of listen and follow along based on my experiences. I do think you need a way of making music, and my preferred choice is using Ableton and a laptop. Figure out a way to make music. Most likely it will be a digital audio workstation and some sort of computer. And to go a little bit more personal, I think you need passion. I think you need clear goals, desire to learn, and good mental clarity and health, and the ability to keep failing, moving forward in a really consistent way. Don't give up. You guys should not forget to have fun. This is a journey. It's definitely been a journey for me to be able to dive into a little bit more. So passion. What do I mean by passion? Well, passion is described as having an intense desire or enthusiasm for producing. Do you have that? Do you really enjoy making music? I mean, it's okay if you don't. However, just keep in mind, if you don't have that passion, sometimes whenever you get to a tough spot, it'll be really tough for you to keep pushing through it and getting to a point where you want to be. If you don't have that passion, then it'll start feeling like a grind. It'll start feeling like work. And really, music is about having fun and just enjoying it. And ultimately, you should be doing it for fun and because you really enjoy it. So if it feels like it's becoming a full-time job and a grind, then you need to ask yourself this: do you have the passion for it? Because this is an industry that is tough to get into, and passion, though not required, will probably make it more enjoyable for you. My next point is, do you have clear goals? Why do you even want to do music? For example, from my personal experience, when I was younger, transitioning from high school to college, I went to a concert, an EDM concert, and it was my first time going to an EDM concert. And I remember the person playing, the headliner was Kill the Noise. Shout out to Kill the Noise, man. He crushed that set. And I remember being mesmerized by how the people were at the concert. I mean, they were having so much fun. They were able to completely let loose, really enjoy the moment, and it looked like they weren't thinking of anything but having fun, really enjoying the music and taking it all in. It was just really an amazing experience, and I remember leaving that place feeling like I want to do the same. I want to make people forget about their worries, about anything that's bothering them in their life. I remember at the time I was in a dark spot, and going to that concert lifted me above the dark clouds a little bit, just temporarily, and made me forget about everything going on in my life, and just made me enjoy the time that I had with my friends, everybody at that concert. I just felt like we were all kind of a community, having fun, really enjoying the music. And that's when I wanted to help people out. Basically is the reason why I'm doing music to begin with, is I want to make people feel the same way I felt during that concert. Desire to learn. This might go along with the passion bit, but I think you need to have a desire to learn in general. That may mean you learn about the music industry, social media, music theory, how to design your cover art, video production, and of course music production. Like anything that comes on with music production, there's a lot that comes with that. It's such a steep learning curve. I mean, the first few years I wasn't able to make anything worthwhile listening to, and it was a lot. Remember, the first few years were a huge learning curve, and I still have some of those projects and they sound horrible going back listening to them. And maybe one day I'll put them out somewhere just so you guys can hear it. But regardless of what I mentioned, some of the stuff you can buy, like you can buy people to design your cover art, but others you just need to sit down, focus, and really start to learn what you want to do with music production, how music production even works, the song structure from start to finish. Music theory is not really required. You don't really need it anymore, but I would like to use it because every time you make music, you're using music theory. So why would you not want to know what you're doing and why you're doing it, and why certain things sound the same or they sound different, or chord structure, for example. I mean, that's big. But you can use software like Cthulhu by Expert to create your chords for you. However, if you have a better understanding of music theory, you just sort of have an idea how everything will flow better together. So I can dive in a little bit more about that in another video or something, but you don't really need music theory to make music anymore, and that's the power of computers. But don't get me wrong, guys, there is a skill to making music, and it's a huge learning curve to get to a point where you're making anything even remotely pleasant to listen to. I guess another aside to that concert that I went to, Kill the Noise, when I got home, I would just remember thinking, how did those artists make the music? How did they learn to make those crazy sounds? If you guys don't know, Kill the Noise is a dubstep producer, and I think that might have been one of the first times that I've ever heard the wub wub and heavy bass sounds really like hit me in my chest. So it caught me off guard. Thinking about it more and more, the only answer that I came to is they really just sat down and figured it out and just messed around, put the time in. They enjoyed putting the time in, but they also watched a lot of YouTube videos, reading blogs, reading music software manuals. I'm sure most of you guys probably haven't done that. I remember going through the Ableton manual one time. That was kind of a task in itself, but I really did learn a lot from just doing that. So just YouTube videos primarily helped so much. And when I started out, there weren't too many videos. I think Busy Work Beats, FL Studio, the tutorials that he did was something that helped me out. One of the first songs that I ever made was actually sort of a remake of Lil Wayne, Lollipop. I remember watching that video on how to make that song, and I was so excited when I made it, and it was so simple. I think it was a square wave that just had that pop, just kept going up, and then it would repeat, and just had some very basic drum progression. But I remade that song based off the YouTube tutorial, and I asked my parents to come downstairs and listen to it in the couch behind me. I was so excited to show them the song, and I remember the look on their face. They were kind of shocked by what I was showing them, because they had no idea what it really was that I was showing them. They just heard the same instrumental over and over, but they could understand that the music production side of it made me happy at the time too. I also had the same feeling when I showed them the song that I did when I was at the concert. I was making somebody kind of enjoy themselves and listen to something in the moment and kind of forget about whatever's going on. So I wanted to learn more, and I wanted to do it even more after that. So I sat down and learned more and more. Can't tell you guys how many tutorials I've watched on sidechaining, for example, on FL Studio, on Ableton. It's a little bit easier, but just perfecting that is so hard. But it's definitely been a lot. It's been a journey for sure. Another thing that's really important is good mental health and mental clarity. So what do I mean by that? For me, it's really important to be in a really clear state of mind, feel healthy and feel good about myself. I don't want my body to hurt. I don't want my back to hurt. I don't want to feel stressed. I just want to be able to focus, and if anything's pulling me out of that focus, I need to fix it. So the way I fix it is either through exercise, meditation, anything else that might pull me out of that, like reading, for example. And I like to read books every now and then. But yeah, so people might have a different experience when it comes to that. I know a lot of people actually get that clarity by producing music. I did for a while, but there was points where I sat down staring at my computer for 12 hours at a time in the same position, not really moving, and then getting up. And I remember the room was spinning, my eyes were hurting, my back was hurting, my legs were hurting, I was just cramping up, I had headaches. I wasn't able to make music for the next few days because of how bad it was. So I had to go to the gym and stretch and work out regardless. So ever since then, I told myself I need to be on a consistent schedule of making sure I take care of my body and my mental health. It helped me out tremendously, especially this year. I mean, it's been wild what's going on. So you guys just need to take care of your mental health, because without your health, what is there besides your health? You can't do anything else if you don't take care of yourself. Yeah, so looking back, I should have definitely taken mental breaks, stretched out my body. I would have been able to make music more consistently, basically every day that I wanted to, and not have to take breaks from it. And my last point is the ability to keep failing and getting up, moving forward, and having fun with it. So you just need to be consistently moving forward and enjoying that as well. I mean, this goes with anything in life, but the music industry seems extremely difficult to get into, and finding your niche will require a lot of failing and getting back up. I mean, for me, it's been a journey. It's been constant obstacles, whatever they may be, and I can get into that some other video as well. But There are so many people that give up, especially with music, when they hit their first obstacle. And their first obstacle might be just learning anything about music production. So complicated on how to structure a song when you don't know anything about it. When you don't know anything about music, you've just been listening to music your whole life, but you have no idea where to even start. And you see a blank canvas, and that's overwhelming because you can have 1,000 ideas, but you don't know where to take them. What you really need to do, and you hear it over and over again, is to get back up and never stop moving forward. If you do, then you're stagnant. You're not going anywhere. You're not improving yourself. And really, this goes for anything in life. You just have to keep moving forward. Keep doing things that get you closer to your goals, getting over those obstacles. And you just need to realize that whatever's going on is temporary. If you're having a tough time in life, just tell yourself that this too shall pass. And even if you're having a tough time learning something in music production, maybe just take a break from it and come back that day later on or the next day and try it again, and maybe something would just click on how to do something. I remember I had the hardest time learning how to compress anything, really, like why a compressor works a certain way and when to apply it. I struggled with that for so long, and I think I'm starting to pick it up now after years and years. And yeah, that's a complex topic. There's so much to learn from that. Yeah, you just need to keep moving forward and have fun doing it. If you don't have fun, then what's the point of it? It just becomes like a job. That's not what music production should be about. Not for me anyways. And I'm just saying that because lately I've hit a massive mental block with production, which is why I decided to make this video so I can keep moving forward. And regardless of what you do, just keep moving forward. Yeah guys, so that basically explains to you my thoughts on how to become a music producer and what you need to do to become a music producer in 2020. Well, just in general, how to become a music producer. So if you have any thoughts for improvement, please leave a comment. This is a dark basement. I know, I apologize. I'm just at my mom's house for a couple of days. This is where I started to make music. It's that keyboard right over there. I went to Best Buy. I think I bought it for like $75. Started to make music with that in FL Studio. And you don't need that either. You just need program, a software of some sort. But this is where I started, and this is what it looks like. It's not glamorous. My music production studio, I have reference speakers. I have a really nice setup, but in terms of creativity, it doesn't offer me anything extra. It might make my process a little bit smoother, a little bit smoother, but other than that, you guys don't need really anything more than just a software, passion, desire to learn, stay healthy. Especially now, it's definitely important. All right guys, thank you. Peace.